What's going on, guys? Lane Riders here, Tesla Techs. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be out and I'm going to talk about what I think about FSD full self-driving version 14.3.4. I did a little video on it, I guess about a week and a half ago, and I told y'all that I wanted to thoroughly test it and just check it out and then be able to tell you exactly what I thought and be able to go through all the different details of it. And so that's what we're going to do today. First of all, let me just say that it's a phenomenal build. It's meeting my expectations as far as almost everything. So we've had the opportunity to drive it all around town over the last week or so, and really get some real world experience with it. And phenomenal build. It seems really a lot more assertive and a lot more confident in a lot of situations. It's been phenomenal for a long time now. So these iterations, it's hard to kind of really even put a finger on, pinpoint exactly what it is that makes it even better than the previous version, because they've gotten so good lately, to be honest with you. All the version 14 iterations have been absolutely exceptional, at least for us, and my wife feels the same way. She drives it, a few days a week, and she definitely feels that it's improved a lot over the last year or so, basically since version 13. And so but anyway, we had the opportunity to drive it to work and out of town a few times over the last week for business, or and then also for Father's Day we took it to Six Flags, and it did a great job navigating the whole big Six Flags parking lot here in San Antonio. And so I was happy to see that it could navigate through that big of a parking lot with tons of people, tons of cars, and there was cones everywhere and things like that. It was able to kind of figure out and just weave its way through and find the exit and do all that kind of stuff. So big improvements there as well. Lane selection is great. Every now and then it still kind of hugs a lane that's not my preferred lane. It's obviously it's just a preference thing. You know what I mean? If I was the one driving, I would probably be in a different lane. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It finds its way where it needs to go, and we get there safely, and we get there, without having to worry the added burden of driving and all the stress that comes from that, just being 100% dialed in all the time. So it's nice. It kind of relieves a lot of that stress, takes the tension off, and I've talked about that before. So it's once you have it for a while, you really start to see the overall benefits of just not having that constant tension while you're driving. Now, it is supervised, obviously. You still have to stay alert, you have to pay attention to things on the road, but your brain is not having to process nearly as much as it was if you were driving 100% on your own. And so that makes a huge difference, because driving can take a toll on you. It can take a toll on you, and especially when you're traveling out of town or something. You arrive at your destination and you're exhausted, and all you've done is sit in the seat all day, and you wonder why. And it's because driving really just takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot out of you. So yeah, lane selection, it's doing good. It's doing really good. Even like right now, it's in the lane it's supposed to be in. It's even in the lane that I'd prefer to be in, which is the kind of the middle lane. It's not not going too fast, not going too slow. I'm in the standard driving mode, driver selection here, speed profile, I guess. And yeah, it's doing its job. I've also noticed, especially in the Cybertruck, the parking is a lot better. And because they've added actually Smart Summon to the Cybertruck, they have improved its ability to park and maneuver around in parking lots. That was something they waited a long time to do with the Cybertruck, to make sure they had the system 100% dialed in. And I can tell you firsthand that it seems to be. It's a big truck, four-wheel steering, steering by wire, all of these different things. And so there's a lot of things they had to get just right and calibrate just right, and a lot more training they had to do with the full self-driving system to get it to where it could navigate every single time the right way in parking lots. And I haven't had any issue with that now, and it's operating and performing exceptionally well. I've had the opportunity to test out the actually Smart Summon a couple of times. I actually I posted a little video on the channel the other day, and you probably want to check that one out. It's a good it's a good video of the Cybertruck coming to us at a parking lot when we were out doing some shopping. So great little video. It's just a quick video. It just kind of shows its real world capabilities and how it can navigate down an aisle in a shopping center and go around people and cars and all that kind of stuff, and then come pick us up right in the front. So very, very convenient feature. I can imagine it's not something I'm probably going to use all the time because sometimes I can just walk it right out to the truck and get it real quick. So I don't know how often I'll use it, but when it's pouring down rain or when it's super hot here in Texas, it's 100 plus degree temperature, it'd be nice to have every now and then, just to be able to kind of stand right inside the store and have the car just come right up and then just come out real quick and just hop in, especially if I only have a couple items, and I don't have a whole bunch of stuff I have to load, and I can move in and out really quickly, just to hop in the car and be on my way, and not having to walk all the way across the parking lot. And especially having my little 5-year-old daughter with me, sometimes that can be dangerous, cars pulling in and out. So phenomenal feature there as well. I'm trying to put it to different kinds of use cases. So I actually filmed a video this morning at my house, just showing how you can pull it out of the driveway, using the Actually Smart Summon, and have it go to a little target down in front of your house on the street. And so if you have a car that's in the garage or something, or you just need to get the car moved out of the way, it can do it on its own now. You can do it from your phone. So it's kind of like having a giant remote control car, if you will. But I'm sure there's a lot more use cases that I'm going to figure out that you can use Actually Smart Summon for over time. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like an amazing feature. And I think I touched on the speed profiles, and the standard driving profile, speed profile that I stay in most of the time. It does the speed limit. It doesn't really go over too much, maybe a few miles per hour, but that's okay with me. I can handle a few miles per hour, but I generally like to go the speed limit, especially if I have my family in the car. Just I like to not have to have that added risk of getting pulled over, or just safety risk, things like that. So it's good there. I use every now and then I use the Mad Max feature to just get up and go if I'm in a hurry. But for the most part, I'm just in that standard profile. Unless it's pouring down rain or something, then I always put it in the sloth or chill, just for safety, and just don't need to be going super fast in the rain. Yeah. What else is there? All the added new features, like the little confetti. You get a little award basically for a little celebration for going a certain amount of miles without an intervention, and on the actual screen you get all this confetti. So that's cool. I haven't gotten that yet. I'm sure I will, because I go on some pretty big streaks without interventions, because I rarely have interventions anymore, unless it's just for like parking or something. And this the occasional navigation issue, but honestly, it's getting less and less. And half the time now, I just let the car go, because I know even if it has to take the next exit and do a turnaround or something, it's going to get there. And half the time when I intervene, it messes it up, and then I end up taking more time than the car would have taken if I just left it alone. So for the most part, I just let it do its thing, even though it may not be exactly to my preference, but that's just kind of like a nitpicky little thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's gonna find its way where it's going. It might take it a couple extra minutes in some cases, but a lot of times, like I said, it's only going that way because it knows better than I do. It knows there's traffic ahead, or it knows there's road closed or something like that. And so while it kind of seems in the moment that, hey, it should have exited there, actually no, the quicker route, the better route, the safest, more efficient route is what it's actually already doing. So I think some people intervene a lot more than they should, really, or that's necessary to get to their location, just because they want to exit a certain place and that's what they're used to. But at the end of the day, it's probably not needed. So great there. The parking's good. The navigation's improving. It's gotten a lot better. Speed profiles are great. The added features. I do like that it pops up now when you get close to your destination and asks whether you want to park or pull over, or go into a driveway or whatever it is. That's a pretty cool feature to have now too. So it kind of just gives you that added ability to be able to pick your location right when you get to your destination, because sometimes you haven't figured that out ahead of time until you get there, and then having it right there just pop up on the screen where it's easy to get to, that can be a nice benefit. But other than that, guys, phenomenal build. I'm sure I know that in the future there's going to be even more and more improvements, but like I said, they've gotten so good now that it's hard to kind of distinguish how much better one is from the other, just because they all do the job. They all do the job. And I know with each improvement there's a lot added under the hood, and a lot more training that's going on, a lot more reinforcement learning as well. And now they're just down to the point where they're just adding more and more features. And I know personalization's coming next. Elon alluded to that in a recent post on X, that we're going to have the ability to just do sort of like micro navigation abilities, where you say, hey, drop me off in the front and go park, or let's take a left here, or speed up or speed down. You can use natural language to do those things instead of having to hunt and pick around on the screen and figure all that out in future, in the next few months. I think he said 3 months. And then also on top of that, you're going to be able to have the car start to remember, full self-driving and FSD start to remember your parking preferences, so that when you go to the grocery store, when you go to pick up your kids from school, at home, at work, wherever it is, and you want a certain parking spot, a certain row at the grocery store, or while you're shopping somewhere at the mall or something, that you're able to have that kind of programmed in, and it remembers exactly what you want. And as long as you're driving on full self-driving, once you get to those destinations, it's going to park where you want. And I think that's excellent. I said in a previous video, every time I get to the grocery store, I want to park further out in the parking lot, because I don't want cart dings and I don't want people running into me. So I like to be away from everybody else. I know a lot of people probably want to park in the front of the store. Not me. I like to be out where it's safe and I can not worry about the car. And so just having that ability now, or in the very near future, is going to be absolutely phenomenal. All right, guys, that's all I really got for you today. As usual, if you like this kind of content, you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and drop me a comment below and let me know how version FSD full self-driving version 14.3.4 is treating you. Are you getting full use out of it? Are you liking the Actually Smart Summit, especially if you have a Cybertruck, because it's new for us Cybertrucks folks. And yeah, just let me know. I'd love to hear how it's working out for you in your neck of the woods. But all right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Have a great one, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.